In this video, we'll go over how to create your own fancy split letter images using Inkscape for use in Design Space. We'll begin by inserting a letter, and I'm going to use the letter B, and we're doing this with the Taranti Solid LET font. Of course, you could do this with any font you'd like. And we'll use Control to hold the corner of the letter and drag it out so that the width and height proportions remain the same. And I don't like these page borders being here, so I'll go to File, Document Properties, and we'll turn off the Show Page Border option. We'll zoom in a little. Minus and plus on your keyboard zooms in and out in Inkscape. Next, we'll bring in some flourishes, and I'm just going to drag and drop one from my desktop and embed it. This is one that I found online that's free with no type of license attached to it. A lot of times you can find these with no license, or you can buy them with royalty-free licenses, or sometimes free with royalty-free. So just be careful what you use and make sure that you're not using ones that require licensing for commercial use or for resale or whatever. So this is a JPEG, so we're going to want to trace this first. So with the image selected, we'll go to Path, Trace Bitmap. We'll select Colors, and we'll deselect Smooth, and we'll select Remove Background, and we'll set our scans to 2, since it's a 2-color image. We'll click Update, and we should get a preview of our image, and click OK. And now the image on top is our vector we want to keep, and we can click on this one and get rid of it as it's no longer needed. I'll hit Control D for duplicate and make a copy of this. Actually, I'll make a couple copies. And what we're going to do is we're going to fit this into various places around our image so that we can dress up our letter B. And as you can see, it's a slightly different color, so I'll highlight the image and click the black on our color palette to fill it with black. And sometimes you have to rotate and possibly resize some of the flourish to make it fit properly. And so we'll position it there. And next, I'll get a box and draw a box over the image for the areas that we want to cut out. Next, I can hold Shift and select both objects, just like in Design Space if you're going to attach, weld, or slice. Go to Path Difference. And now there's minor editing that I want to do, so I'll click on my image and go to my node editor, and I'll highlight some of this image and delete it. And other parts you can drag around to have them match up better. And we'll get them out of the way here as long as they're overlapped okay. And there's a little piece sticking out there, so we'll adjust that. If we zoom back out, we have a nice flourish added to our letter B. Next, we'll add another one. Drag this down. And I think what we'll do is we will actually flip this horizontally. And we're going to add some leaves up here to the right-hand corner of this curve. And so if I click on the object twice, I can rotate it and get it positioned the way I want it. And once it's in place, one of the things I do sometimes is change the color of the item so I can see where I'm working a little better. So I'll get my box tool and set it to black again. And we'll draw a box over the pieces that we want to cut out. Hold Shift and select both items, Path Difference, and then we'll do the same thing over here. Now this time we need to make a little bit closer cuts. So after I draw my box, I'll go to Object Path, Object to Path. Then I'll use my node editor to select that box. And if I zoom in a little bit, I can add nodes by double clicking and stretch this around to where I want to cut. And then I'll select both objects, Path, Difference. And I'll change that item back to black again. And as you see, we have some small areas here that we may want to adjust. And we'll insert one more flourish down on the bottom of the B. So this time I'll flip this horizontally and vertically. And we'll add some of the curls around the bottom. Again, we'll change it to black so that it matches. And position this where we want it. We'll slice away the pieces we don't need. And we'll use our node editor again to clean up some of the smaller parts. Now, prior to adding our split, we'll want to highlight all of our objects and go to Path Union and make them one solid object. And to add our split, we'll need to add a couple of boxes. First, we'll draw a box in the area we want to split and adjust the size and position. Next, I'll hit Control D to duplicate, and we'll move this to the side. Then we'll highlight the entire object and go to Path Difference, and that will give us our cutout. Next, with this duplicate box, we'll adjust the size of it down to a small border, and we'll put it into place. We'll change the color of it temporarily and go to Object Lower to Bottom to make sure that it's overlapping just a bit. Next, we'll hit Control D to duplicate it, and we'll use our arrow keys to move it down. Again, we'll place it on the bottom to ensure that we have a slight overlap. We'll select both of those items by holding Shift, change them to black, and now we'll select all and go to Path Union. We'll save this as a plain SVG file, and we'll go to Upload Images, Vector Upload, and we'll upload the SVG file we just created, and we'll insert it into our project. And at this point, we can use the same font or a different font to fill in the name that we want to use in the blank space. Hopefully my video has been helpful to you. If it has been, please subscribe to my channel, and by all means, please share my videos.